The Jeffrey Show.
Who could be scared of a Jeffrey?
My name is Jeff.
Hot.
It's the Jeffrey Show on the airwaves, glowing, letting everybody know. Jeff at the helm, driving through the flow. Papa Steve on the side, Adam Green in tow. Go Jeff yourself, get ready to groove. Let Jeff cook, watch him make the move. In the studio, sparks fly like electric stove. Radio waves bump like a car straight from the grove. Wake up the city, Jeff's got tales to unfold. Pirate Steve drop jokes, comedy gold. Adam Green's wisdom, stories old and bold. Turn the dial up, feel the magic unfold. Go Jeff yourself, the mic's hot. Chef spinning fire, cooking in the pot. Pirate Steve's hoist and last X marks the spot. Adam Green's beats can't ever be forgotten.
Oh my gosh,
love it.
That's a good one.
Steve's laughing, hearty humor is the key. Adam drops knowledge, degrees in.
So Steve's the smart one, and Steve's the comedic one, and Green's the smart one.
Yeah, I guess so.
I want this guy's album. I don't know who this is.
That's so good.
Well, that's enough of that. Welcome to the Jeffrey Show live on Saddleback Radio. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. I'm, of course, your host, Mr. Jeffrey, here to Jeff your evening up. And, of course, I got my two co-hosts here, Steve McLaughlin and Adam Green.
Let's chef it up tonight.
Chef Jeff.
Yeah, let's all get jeffed up tonight.
Let's let him cook.
That's the goal, right? Let's just get jeffed up.
Let's get jeffed up.
Let's get Adam'd up and Steved up as well.
Oh, my gosh.
I wanted to jump into a topic that I found very interesting. Like, the Pope died. They discovered a new color.
Let's get loose. The Pope died. Okay, let's get loose.
Just kicking things off. The Pope died.
Let's get loose.
Apparently, the Academy is tightening its Oscar voting rules, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear about this? So apparently, they are enforcing a rule where you have to watch all the movies in that category.
They go that the whole thing was everybody goes, you mean that wasn't a rule before? That wasn't a rule before, but yeah, no, everybody has to watch the movies now.
Well, and to be even considered or nominated for like Best Picture, you have to have a certain amount of different like races of people working on the set of your movie.
Yes.
So if you
a person of special needs.
Yes. So you have to have like people. You have to fit the criteria of
I don't agree with that rule at all.
It's
That's the real rule.
Thank you.
Dude.
Thank you.
Well, that rule, the pendulum is going to swing back from that.
No.
Just whatever's best should be nominated. It's not a pendulum.
It's not a pendulum.
It's not optional.
It's mandatory now.
Thank you.
It is fully mandatory now. They've been doing it for the past like 3 years.
100%.
Yeah. That's a real.
Just make better stuff.
And they have to watch the movies.
Yeah. I'm not saying that like anybody doesn't deserve to be nominated, but like saying that anybody like you have to have a criteria of these certain type of people have to be in the movie.
Yes.
Makes no sense to me.
So the Pope.
That's real.
No, but what let's not drive away from the Oscar thing.
Okay.
On the basic subject of having to you have to watch all movies. No, I just didn't have time to watch it all, or I just wasn't interested. Literally, that's what their excuses are.
Yes.
Is that they're not watching all the movies in the category.
Either you guys like legitimately even watch the Oscars? Because I stopped.
No, this is I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, kid. But I'm saying,
snap.
Yo, kid.
Yeah, kid.
Wow.
Dude, guy, buddy, pal.
Now I feel really like inconspicuous.
That's Mike Trout's nickname. You can go with Mike Trout's nickname. It's Mike Trout and Ken Griffey Jr. So you are Mike Trout and Ken Griffey Jr.
Now I feel
right there.
really like.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Well, also, I'm talking to you with sunglasses in the room.
There's 3 good kids in the world.
You know what? Kid is like
that's a rad one.
I know.
That's like a step below boss or Haas.
I hate Guy. If someone drops Guy on me, it's over, dude. I have to drop Buddy right back. I'm like, yo, buddy.
Well, Steve.
That was a rule. Oh, can I jump in? That was a rule when we were at St. Regis years ago. If somebody goes, hey, thanks, Guy, we have to go, you got it, buddy. Like that was the thing. Or somebody dropped Buddy, we had to drop Guy right back. Like me and my buddies all did the whole thing.
I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not
Yeah.
your guy,
I'm the
man.
guy, pal.
Wasn't there?
Well, I just got kidded by like the host of the show, so I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, do
I
I
know.
just bow out now? Should I'm gonna miss you
Yeah,
guys in
well,
the
you
parking lot.
dismissed my
started
my
doing
topic,
somersaults
so I
down the hall.
dismissed you
I
for a
didn't
second.
dismiss nothing.
I had to
just said-
slightly,
we
I
started
had to
with Pope,
slightly dismiss you for
We
1
started with
second.
Pope.
all the way up with Pope.
and then we went to the Oscars, and I was like,
Yes.
Yeah, this is more
my heart
important.
goes out
No,
to
I'm a
my
musician,
heart
and I
goes out
stopped
to
watching.
Jeff.
I stopped watching the
Honestly,
Grammys
like,
years
yeah,
ago.
I don't watch the Oscars or any award show anymore.
Yeah.
But I just hate the fact that, like, say that they're, like, I'm a big movie buff, and if they're going to award things, shouldn't you have to watch all of the movies in
Yes.
that category
No.
to add it?
No.
Okay, why, Steve?
No,
Why,
I'll tell
Steve?
you. I'll tell you why.
Take it.
I'll tell you why.
Because I'll give you my retort.
I'll tell you
on this
why.
one.
And this is the same reason why I stopped watching the Grammys.
Yes.
Because there was a time when I think Jeff and I were in like probably the 7th grade, and the
So you stopped watching the 7th
We didn't.
grade?
We didn't
up,
by the
hold
way,
up,
we
hold
didn't
up.
even know each other in 7th grade. But keep going.
hold up, Jeff and I were in the 7th grade, and I believe Adam, you probably would have liked the 8th grade or whatever. Like there was a time where like the Grammys was like the top nominees was like it was Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Oh, it was a Grammy.
It was like the whoever, and then there was a couple pop people. There was maybe 1 or 2 like whatever in there, and then it stopped being about who was the best.
Yeah.
It started being about like some other political whatever shit. So you stopped watching Grammys because I said that was my bad.
Keep going.
Okay, you stopped watching. You
Stuffington.
stopped watching Grammys because it stopped being like genuine and like real. Remember, and then you got to a point where like all of a sudden like, am I as a musician? Am I really gonna sit here and like listen to who's some little group is gonna tell me who the best whatever is? They're not really the best. They're all giving nods to who was actually the best when they win, and then when you get to the Oscars.
True, they do give the nods out
They
to
go
the
like,
best.
oh,
They're
so-
like, this one should have actually won, and thank you so much. I'm in such a good class. this
Shout
year.
out,
These are
shout out
such
to the
good
Mighty
ones.
I
Allison
still
Chains.
think that you should take notice of each contender in that category.
Yeah, that is nice.
So when you're okay, like last time I saw the Oscars, it was who was winning was Kevin Spacey won for something. I forget what it was.
Kevin
This
Spacey.
is this is a while ago
A while
now.
ago, I think he was for was it
When
for
did he get canceled?
7?
Like 10 years ago?
Was it for 7?
Usual Suspects.
Usual
probably.
Suspects.
No,
was it
wasn't
7?
it the
seven?
President show?
No,
House of Cards?
That's an Emmy.
Yeah,
That's an Emmy.
that was, but that's what it was for. If you
Okay.
last time you saw him, it
No,
was
no.
for-
Yeah.
Last time I saw him was for Usual Suspects.
Okay.
It was the last time I watched Oscars, and I'll never forget.
That was like 95.
yeah. And
6, yeah.
so check it out. So when he wins, he like gave a nod, like a hats off to like kind of who.
The other guys in the, yeah.
And then, but there was a couple times where I watched that year. It was not Jerry Maguire, but like some other like whatever. And the guy who won goes, I didn't get a chance to see this, but I heard so and so was phenomenal and he was incredible. And I remember being like, that was like the last year was okay to like not see your opponents.
Did you say Nazi?
No. Not.
I'm gonna stop talking. Hey guys, this is Steve the Pirate signing off. Thank you so much. Last show.
Last show. R.
Sorry.
Hey, check
No,
it out. No, you don't.
okay.
I hadn't seen this year. I watched the entire Oscars from red carpet all the way to the end, but I had not seen one of the Best Pictures until like Nora finally hit Netflix or HBO or whatever it was. I don't call them back.
I saw that on Hulu. Yeah.
But yeah, I still didn't like the movie, and I haven't seen I don't think any of the other ones yet either. But
I just think it's fair
good for
that you
them.
have to watch if you're going to vote for that. It can be just one category. Just vote for if you
Just watch the Best
and if you
Pictures.
want to be in it.
Right.
If you want to say that, hey, I would happily be in an Oscar and I get to vote for the best nominated film.
yes.
But like these people, are like I don't have time or I wasn't really interested. Like I don't care. Watch them all. Sit down and just give you may like it at the end.
So here's an interesting fact. Okay, so my boy
Steve's getting all worked up.
my boy Michael Mann. So we jump into Michael Mann real quick. My boy Michael Mann, he would vote.
I know Steve has something to say though.
Dude, let me tell you this. He would vote against the best directors that he didn't like. Like when it came to the movies or the directors he didn't like. So it's a point system. And like say there's five, say there's 5 movies in the category. You get 5 points if you're on the top, 4 points second, 3 points third, 4 points, 2 points, 1 point. So if it was like if it's the best movie and it's like the front runner, it's like Shawshank. And he's like, I do not like, the dudes.
Frank Darabont.
I don't like Frank Darabont. He would go, I'm putting that as the last one because it only gets 1 point. Do you understand how that works? Instead of getting 5 points in the other ones. So he would put that at last, and he would put the one that he liked the most as first. And like to make sure that they get less points, because it's a point system. It's not just how many people say it's first or second or third. It's a point system that works through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I take there's 5 movies, and I put the one Shawshank, I put Shawshank Redemption at the last place.
Yeah.
I put it as 1. It only gets 1 point instead of getting 5 points at the top. If I get that's the way it works. So he'd be like, I don't like that guy at all. I'm putting him at the bottom. That's what he would straight up say, like out loud.
That's gross.
That's the way people do it, and that's the way they're voted.
Okay,
that's the way it's voted upon.
So,
wait, that's the actual
That's the voting scale.
how they're supposed to vote.
That's the voting scale.
That is weird.
You're supposed to vote against movies, or for the movies that you want.
It's like how your GPA works. So if you get like an A in this class and a B in this class and whatever, what they have you do is they have you do A, B, C, D, F. And so he's right, but also what they do is at the end, they'll have a thing where they'll bring in a large group of people and they need them to vote. So they get them to be academy certified.
Yeah.
And then these people can do a vote and they'll basically, it's almost like whatever. They'll pay them to all vote for something to get in. So someone like man to like come in and like vote for something. His vote should count for like 100. But I don't know if that's how it works. But they'll bring in like 1,000 people who work for this group who actually were extras on the set of whatever, who are now all of a sudden out of nowhere academy like certified, and they all get a vote. So that's how stuff works in the academy, dude. It's not real. It's not real.
Close. That's close. That's close to the idea. The Hollywood Foreign Press, which does the Golden Globes, is 100% like that, and all they do is whoever they like the most when they do all their interviews and stuff is who they vote for. They're like, this is my favorite one. This guy tried the hardest. This guy gave us the best interviews, and he was the nicest to everybody. That's who I'm going to put.
What happened to merit?
Exactly.
Yeah, but let's say,
not for Golden Globes.
That is weird.
Us three. Let's say there was 100 versions of us three in a room, and I decided to give you guys all $1,000 gift card and say, hey, make sure you vote for this.
Sounds good.
I think that's what happened with Honora,
as
right?
Your best picture. Vote for this.
I mean, I didn't even like Honora that much. I sat there and
but
I'm like,
if I gave you $1,000, would you vote for it?
Sure.
I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed Honora.
And just put a couple more zeros behind that for the big dogs. That's
there
it.
you go.
I enjoyed Honora. I had a good time with it.
She's pretty, like, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that.
Lies. I just saw your face. You rolled your eyes. I'm
rolling your eyes on the fact that she's just pretty.
I thought it was so pretty.
I thought it was, of course.
She looked like Camila Cabello, but hot.
Yeah, but it was it was entertaining because it was like it got funny. It was like silly.
It was silly. The one guy was the coolest. The one Russian dude was the coolest.
The
one dude from the end.
Yeah,
the one dude from the end was the best.
It ended kind of weird.
After Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, I'll be honest with you, you either stopped watching it or you
everybody did change.
Or you dug a little deeper and you started looking way deeper into like what's really going on.
Oh, it changed for everybody.
For real.
Yeah.
That changed everything.
For real.
That changed Hollywood, dude. That was the end of Hollywood right there.
You're either going like
Will Smith at all anymore.
Anyone who assaults a person in public like that and then it doesn't get arrested.
Nothing.
I'm gonna wonder like what's really going on with the Academy and like the Hollywood Foreign Press, and when they walk up and they go, thank you so much, the Academy, thank you so much, Roland Emmerich and
hold on a second though. Yeah. Let's play devil's advocate here for a second.
Do it.
Say you're one of the people at the show.
Yeah.
You see Will Smith slap Chris Rock.
Okay, wait.
What do you do in that situation? Are you supposed to just leave?
Yeah, good question. Wait, who am I? Can I say that I'm in the front row as Leonardo DiCaprio? Can I pretend I'm him for a second?
Yeah,
okay. I'll tell you who I am after you go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'm Leo.
Can I be Jared Leto?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm in the front row,
there.
and I'm Leo, and I see Will Smith go slap Chris Rock in the face. I go grab Will Smith and go, "What's your problem, dude?"
Thank you.
And I go grab him.
Yeah,
and go,
no one did anything like that.
No one did anything.
100%.
None of the men in the room did anything.
Because everybody says they
would have
shoulda, woulda, coulda. They would have done something in the situation, but you're so shocked by the situation.
The front row
Is this serious? Is this actually happening?
Are
right?
you that
we had
shocked,
that
though, or are you more like I'm sorry, but if
I thought it was a joke.
Okay,
first.
think about how many 2-time Academy Award winners were in the room.
Yes.
I would have been like
this
someone
is not
like
a show.
Like Nicholson or whoever. I would have stood up and said, "What is going on?"
Even Nicholson should have said,
What is
"Sit
happening?
down, you freaking scumbag."
Thank you. No one did that.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Yeah,
That was
Jim Carrey wasn't happy about it. I heard.
I watched that interview, and I'm
That'd
sorry,
be
but like,
another one.
where do you like? At one point, like, remember when Jim Carrey says, "We're not the cool kids anymore." What happened?
Right.
That was sad.
Jim Carrey doesn't care for the cool kids. He's like become like some existentialist.
Ever since the atom bomb thing for him.
Yeah,
He's totally stepped outside of his circle.
Do you want to
like
re-explain the atom bomb thing in Hawaii, right?
Before you get into that, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
I would have been the only guy in the room.
I was like, bro, you need to
what was
sit down.
that?
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to honor him, and like the show's gonna go on. Let him stay in his seat, escort him out, and take him to jail.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
assault.
and then the worst part is, 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, Will Smith accepts an award for best
Let me ask you a question.
Let
me ask you a question. What if that had been like a white actor who walked up and smacked a black actor, or like a?
That's too heavy.
We can't talk about that.
We can't talk about it. It's a hard one to talk about.
There you go. But because it's not, we're gonna okay, we're all good. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, I don't remember. But I don't remember. I just got
you were gonna talk about. Hey, you can do you got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Talk about why Jim Carrey became how he is, all extended.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's
he was
a whole
on,
other.
He was on one of the Hawaiian Islands, and they had the nuclear bomb thing went off, and he's like, they have 10 minutes to get to whatever you need to be to get safe. Blah blah blah.
He thought his life was gonna end.
This was it, and so they go, okay, it's coming. There's their Pearl Harbor alarm.
We actually talked about this on the last show.
Yeah, and so he went down.
Did we talk about it on the last show that Steve was on?
Last time we were on the show, we talked about this.
And he went down the beach and he just started reflecting on his life, and he's like, that's it, I can let it go, I'm fine, and blah blah blah. And they go, okay, just the drill. Sorry about that. We're all good. Jim, you're gonna live. And he's like, oh, okay.
And now he's all weird.
There's a deleted episode of him and Jim Carrey and Jenny McCarthy on, I think it's Larry King.
Yeah.
Deleted, where they talk about when your kid's born in the hospital, they want to give him 30 vaccines on the day he's born.
Oh man.
And they said, why does he need that many? Gnarly. What's going on? And as soon as it happened, they kind of canceled him and her a little bit. And
they're against that big time.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, vaccines is hot. Let's keep talking about that. We're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back. This is
vaccine.
This is Poolside.
Vaccines.
Pull together. Stay tuned. You're live on the Jeff and Jeffrey Show.
Ooh, look at these tracks. I got to take a closer look. I believe these are train tracks. What is that directly coming towards me? Is that a train? Oh, now I'm dead. I'm dead because I was stupid and went near the train tracks. Now I'm a dumb ghost reading this PSA. Folks, you know how to avoid train tracks? Don't go near train tracks. Don't be stupid like me with my dumb brain and approach train tracks.
You are one pathetic loser.
If you go near train tracks. Brought to you by the Jeffy and Jeffrey Association and the Jeff Dub Council.
Oh, hello.
Oh, bro.
Welcome back to the Jeffy and Jeffrey Show live on Saddleback Radio. It is Tuesday, April 22nd. 2025. It's never a smooth transition from music to voice.
Besides the teacher.
Of course, I am your host, Mr. Jeffrey. Here to Jeff your evening up.
Jeff it up.
That song is pretty sick. It's called Magnetic by Tunde Adebempe. Pretty cool name. I don't know if I said it correctly. And of course, I got my two crazy co-hosts, Mr. Adam Green and Steve McLaughlin.
Was that artist at Coachella? We should do only Coachella artists right now. That'd be so hot. Can we do that? Is that too?
Well, I wish you said that.
I just made that up.
I had this all prepared. I have music, on a list.
We could do Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Dude, what's her name said? Brat Summer's over. What's her name? Charlie XCX.
Summer hasn't even started yet.
No, she meant from last summer because she released the album right before Summer blasted.
I'm ready for my Hot Girl Summer.
Yeah. Hot Girl Summer. I saw your new bikinis. That was good. I saw your little thing on Instagram.
# Kylie Jenner. # Travis Scott.
Yeah, look gorgeous.
Well, summer was over last year, so what's the new summer thing?
Summer's over. That was our go-to.
Yeah.
Summer's over. # Summer's over.
What was it? It was like we heard an ad on the radio. It was like summer's almost over, and it's like July.
No, it was like August 5th, and they're like, "Oh, summer's over," and summer's coming to an end. It's like, no,
it's like a month away.
The kids go back to high school now.
In the middle of August.
When we were younger, remember you didn't go back until
September.
After
Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend.
They go back August 12th, and I'm like, dude, what's going on in the world, man?
They end school in May.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yes, it's gnarly. I don't know why they do. I know.
I think August should always be a reserved summer off from school month. It should never be a.
Okay, everybody took their their family's last vacation the second or third week of August.
Yes.
And I remember now it's like, dude, they're back.
Yes.
And I'm over here summer.
Because, dude, July 4th was the middle of summer instead of it being the month until the end. Yep. You know what I mean? It was,
It's a little different. It's a little funky.
It's changed. Well, the seasons have changed too. It doesn't get super hot until September, October nowadays. You know, and Halloween's just scolding scalding hot every year now.
Well, and I remember like growing up, like I had my birthday's August 22nd, and my parents kind of pushed me off. I only had one.
What does
year.
that make you? What's your sign?
I'm a Leo on the cusp of Virgo.
Oh, lovely.
So cusp Virgo Leo,
Yes.
you like you can
lion.
you can handle the limelight
Yeah.
and the spotlight, but
Yeah.
you think too much about it.
Oh man.
It's weird.
Oh,
So
you're
hot.
fighting a constant battle.
So hot.
Constant battle. You're fighting.
So
It's inner battle.
You know what's
you're
funny is
fighting
like
at all times.
I'd have a party at the end of the summer, and like kids wouldn't come because they're like, oh, we're on vacation. We're doing like
Yeah.
It's like that was the
Isn't
problem.
yours late August or is it like the beginning of August?
Late August.
Yeah.
And I remember like being like, oh, I'm having this killer party at the beach, and we're killer pool party. We're gonna do this wild like party here, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, 12 RSVPs, and you'd be like, dang, dude, like, 50 people. Oh, we're all on vacation. It's like you're
Can
not.
you talk in that voice for like the rest of the night?
You're not like the most like least
how
popular
Steve used to
kid,
talk,
dude.
yeah.
Like you're like, and it sucked. But I remember
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I have friends who your birthday's like semi close to like Christmas.
Yeah, that
Sagittarius
sucks.
Jeffrey.
Dude, and I have friends whose their birthdays are close to 4th of July, and they're like, or ski week, which we
Yeah.
used to call like
Yes.
spring break, and like they're like, dude, I don't have parties. I stopped that a long time ago because I learned my lesson. Like no one comes.
The best time to have a birthday is like between the like February, maybe to the beginning of June.
Yeah, but dude, you just have parties. You just say free beer, and you just open the
Yeah.
doors, and you just have a couple
also
guys
you-
manning
This was
what
like 4th or 5th grade, but yeah.
I thought you were talking high school. I didn't know what you were talking about.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I never had parties in high
the,
school.
Also,
my
the
gosh,
key
like
to
masses in
success
high
is
school.
like a very early invite. Like try to do it a month in advance.
Yeah.
Can't do
Especially
that in
the
high
older
school.
you get. The older you get, the better it is. I mean, yeah, you can't do that in high
That would've
school.
been what's that Project X? It would have been like that. It would have been insane if you give a month in advance in
Yeah.
high school. That would have been crazy.
I actually had a Project X party style once where
I had a few, but it was only like even like a night
Yeah.
of advance. Well, guys, party at my house. It's like it's over.
At Val's house?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you guys talk about it. Yeah, go ahead.
There was a couple parties. Let's get something out in the clear right now.
Do
I
it.
have the hot Save the Hot Drew Foundation once. Drew Smith. Shout out to Drew Smith. And I remember like I had this party because I had grown very close to Drew, and he had like something happened. I think he had like broken an axle. He drifted into a ditch or something. And I remember being like, dude, this guy was like.
What's
he-
even
Yeah,
English?
you got in a
Did
car
you say
accident.
broken axle
Yeah.
and drove into a ditch?
and he
Okay.
like broke an axle. And I
Okay,
remember-
okay,
I
just
remember,
making sure
like,
that's what you said.
I'm just-
Like,
the reason why I'm talking the way I am because I don't want to make sure that I like.
So you're
No,
you're
Steve the
gonna
Pirate.
mumble it?
No, it's because
Steve
it's
the
like I don't want to
Pirate's
like I don't want to.
Ladies and
I don't
gentlemen,
want to
Steve
rat him out. I don't want.
the
I
Hey,
don't
we
want
can
to
move
rat him
off
out.
of the subject if you'd like.
Fine. So here's what I'm gonna say is like
Just
we
say
had
whatever
this
you wanna
party.
say.
We had this party.
Yeah.
I got like balloons. I made signs, and I remember like.
Oh, you had balloons?
We had a big old box that said like Save Hot Drew. Dude, people were putting cash in there all night long.
Like Save Ferris.
Someone put yes.
There you
Someone
go.
put like someone's mom wrote a check and was like, yeah, Drew. He's like,
No.
Just so you know, the reason why we call it Drew Hot
Like a
Drew.
jogathon?
The reason why Drew Smith got the nickname Hot Drew was because back in the day he looked like Zach Morris. He was so handsome. He was so
Yeah, but
he was
still
so
got
good looking.
he's still
Let
got
me
the
finish.
pizzazz.
Oh, let me
Drew's
finish.
extremely handsome.
Drew's still handsome. But,
Yes.
but back in the day he was so strikingly good looking.
Yeah.
And I was
Drew,
just like,
you owe me the Tito's. I'll give you my address later.
yeah, hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, if you want to send a couple bottles
Shout
of
out
me
to
to
Drew.
the-
Shout
You're
out to
welcome.
you.
You're welcome, Drew. You're welcome.
So we had this thing.
Supposed to have game night on Friday.
I'll never forget. We had this big box, and I duct taped it to the counter.
Yeah.
And people there was like a grip of money in there, and like the cops showed up, and something happened. I
Get
forgot. It
out.
was this place that we used to have parties at all the time.
You saved
And
Ferris?
someone ripped it off the counter, and they ran off with it
Why would they not? That's a ridiculous idea.
because it was supposed to be for this guy. I put all
Yeah,
this
but
effort.
they all
I
knew.
bought
It
balloons.
was probably
I bought
Drew.
signs.
Okay,
I
so
bought
let's-
but then I was the one who, after all these years,
Steve,
I,
it was a nice gesture, but like it was probably like $200. What is that going to do for Drew's situation?
It was
Yeah,
over.
what
It
if
was
you had
over. It was
cancer
over
or
like $600 or
something?
$700.
Was
Actually,
it really?
Yes, it was.
Wow. Who
With
got
the
it? Do
check,
you know?
with the money, with a bunch of Rich Orange County kids, like
Who got it?
No one knows.
Didn't someone poop in a peanut butter jar or something?
Why are we talking about that?
That was that night.
That was a different night.
I think I heard that one. That was a different
But-
party.
So we used to throw parties at this place, and like
At your house?
No, this is someone else's house.
Someone's out. It was like.
house was
I
it?
don't want to say the name.
Did you ever have like?
Say the name. They're not listening.
They might be.
Did you ever
Mike
ha-
Trout?
No. Did you ever have a house where you go before
Mine.
you turn 21?
No, yes. We threw high school parties all the time at my house. We threw massive
Okay,
high
so
school
your
parties.
parents-
We would have dudes at the door.
But your parents had
we
no.
said, What?
Your parents didn't care that you were doing that?
No, they left town.
Oh,
When they left town, we would throw a party.
This was a party that Jeff and I literally used to throw a party at like almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And the parents were there and they didn't care.
They didn't care.
I don't want to say the names, but like everyone who knows. And we had this like this huge entourage.
Was it the acronym? IKYK. If you know, you know. Sorry. I was trying to say it.
Icky.
So we had this thing, and then like I'll never forget like what I don't know what happened like with our like little group, but like before you turn 21, you don't really have a place to party. You know that? Like,
yeah.
You have to go like a parking
You're
lot.
in the doldrums of
exactly.
You let
party
your
zone.
parents leave town and you throw a party at their house.
Or you party at the Taco Bell parking lot. Duh.
Thank you.
Or you
know
cruise
what?
to the Del Taco party.
And you know what, Jeff?
Or Del Taco.
Jeff's and mine's parents only left town so many times. So it's like you only have so many parties,
and I was very scared to even throw
Did
anything.
you ever have a party at your house?
I had like a small gathering, but never like it was like we're getting buck wild. Like let's ruin my parents' house.
I
No.
had more than 5, less than 10 massives at my house, and my brother also had about 4 or 5 massives at our house. Where like the stuff hit the fan, like big parties broken up. Massive.
Like, and this had to be like a big cleanup duty the next day.
Oh, dude, we would go through the house, and we would map out exactly where everything was. We would, because we didn't have pictures on our phones.
Yeah.
So we would draw pictures of where everything was, and then we'd go put everything in my mom and dad's room. And we put everything in my mom and dad's room and like hide it all back there.
That is pretty smart.
Oh my gosh!
Everything of value.
Yes, everything of value. Oh, dude, this is the craziest part. And then we grabbed 2 of the biggest dudes, Long Cats and Randy Hine were our doormen at my parties. And like this is when my parties were happening, so they were like my brother's age. So they were at Saddleback playing football, and like I was having parties as a sophomore and a junior in high school.
That's smart to like invoke
Of
fear
course.
a little bit,
And
invoke a little bit of fear.
I go, dude, you guys, the beer's in the fridge, have at it. I go, you have whatever you want. I go, there's tequila hiding over here, and if you want beer, it's there. And like, boom. So they were watching the doors. But then, dude, I found this one guy one time, and he was sneaking around in my parents' freaking not in the closet, but in their bedroom. And I go, bro. And like the slimiest guy that I ever knew in high school. Like he was a year older than me, I think, a year or 2 older than me. And I go, bro, what are you doing in here? I go, do you want me to call Alon and Randy? And he goes, no. And like ran out the door, ran as fast as he could. Like he was just like,
did you try to stop him? Did he pocket anything?
Oh, no, he didn't pocket anything. But he was just like peering around because I was trying to find somebody or something. And I was like, what are you doing in here, buddy? Like, give him one of those, and he just ran. He's like, I'm sorry. He just ran for it. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But yes, all the parties were a success.
I never got super tight with Elon Katz, but shout out to Micah Katz, who's a good friend
love
of
those
mine.
guys. Love the Katz
great
brothers.
time. Got tight with my brother.
Jared, Mike, Elon,
Funny
Alina.
awesome. Enough though, like when you have that party, especially the end of the summer party. It can either be like this like kind of a what do you call it, like a wash where like no one shows,
Right,
it's
that's
kind of
a
just
wash. Yeah.
or like all of a sudden like too many people show.
Yes.
And I never got to have that at my parents' house because my parents, when they would go out of town, my 2 older brothers were always on it, and they would make sure that I was spending the night at a friend's house. I couldn't have that. I did so I went to I only ever had like 1 year of like preschool.
monitor.
What do they call it? And so like I was. Shout out to everybody who ever fucking knew me because, excuse my language, I'm sorry.
Guys,
I'm sorry.
Louise, that's not me. I didn't do anything.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
you're 2 strikes here, buddy.
So we had this thing where like, everyone in my grade who knew me was like, oh yeah, you're immature, you're younger. And I was like, dude, I was younger. I was the youngest guy to graduate my class because when my parents.
Were you
when I was
17 when you graduated?
Yes.
Oh,
and when I
man.
got to preschool, I told Jeff, like, everyone gets like 2 years of preschool.
Right.
And I remember like the teachers were like, oh yeah, he could probably go on, and back then you could make that decision. Now they're like, argh. And I remember being
he's
like,
ready.
there was guys who were the grade below us who were like older than me who like already had their driver's license and like grade below me.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah, you're so mature. I'm like, yeah, you're also a year and a half older than me.
Right.
And like they'd go, how's that possible? I
didn't
should have
know
been
that.
I should have been in the year below me, like
That's
the very
right.
below me.
Our son, they have TK now. I don't think they had TK back then.
No.
So that's what our son's in TK
we
right
used to call
now.
it pre-K, remember?
Yes. And so yeah, TK is like his birthday's actually in July 13th. So he would either be 17 his whole senior year or 18 his whole senior year.
Yeah.
And that's why we did TK. So
Yeah.
he'd be 18 his whole senior
So
year.
Jeff, how old did you graduate at?
It was 18 when I graduated.
He's normal age. He's right in the
Right?
middle. He's
So-
I was already in the middle, yeah.
So his birthday
December.
his birthday's December.
Mine's March. So like I was 17 going in, 18 going out.
So I turned 17.
Yeah.
like going into senior year. And remember,
Wow.
I
You're
was
like
the
my
only-
brother's
one of the
age. He
only
was
17-year-olds.
October.
So
Yeah.
remember, like Jeff, all those people were able to sign themselves out at lunch
Yes.
because they were 18.
You couldn't
Yeah.
do that.
Couldn't do that. And so I remember, like, I graduated, and then August 22nd, after senior year, I turned 18.
Yeah.
And there was only like 3 or 4 kids who were like younger than me who were like, "Oh, my birthday's
I can't
September."
even imagine being anybody.
Right?
My brother was October, so yes, he was just as young as you, or a little bit younger.
All right,
Yeah.
birthdays. Let's talk about birthdays when we get back. And also, I have a party that we did, anti-Valentine's Day party in Dana Point. How great was that?
Oh my gosh, that was one of the best parties ever.
Yeah, it was a great
think I
party.
was there.
The Katz family, by the way, shout out. Give me a horn on that because they threw the best parties back in high school.
All right, we'll be right back. This is Jeffy and Jeffrey Show. This is a song Won't Give Up. I love you all.
Jeff wore angel wings at that party, by the way.
I did wear angel wings. We'll tell the story when we get back.
Gorgeous.
Stay tuned. The
With
Jeffy and
that
Jeffrey
song,
Show. Bye.
A flock of seagulls' hair.
Ooh, what beautiful scenery. Now I must take a selfie at this steep cliff. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Oh wait, I tripped and now I'm falling to my death. Now I'm back as a dumb ghost reading this PSA. Folks, when you feel the need to take a selfie, be sure you are aware of your own surroundings, such as a rock or a log near a steep cliff. After all, you don't want to be remembered for dying from a cliff selfie. Brought to you by the Jeffy and Jeffrey Association and the Jeffed Up Council. We're going hot. We're going hot, baby.
Let's get right back into it. Yeah, exactly. You're good.
That's the joy of the Jeffrey, you see. It goes away, but then it comes back.
Yeah, we're back live on the Jeffy and Jeffrey Show. It's Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. I'm, of course, your host, Captain Jeff, here to steer you on a ship of madness. And, go Jeff yourself. And, of course, it's Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. But even more important, I forgot to shout this out. It is Earth Day. Earth Day.
Love the earth.
You guys
Of course-
give give the planet a kiss like Katy Perry did when she got back to Earth after her fake trip.
Oh my
Just
God,
saying.
I can't stand seeing her stupid face anymore floating
I
in
don't
space.
know. What do you guys think about that? Are we going into that, or what do you?
I'll go into it if you want to.
Did you need to do announcements first? Or
I wanted to
How much-
say
how much
my
time-
co-host here, Steve McLaughlin and Adam Green.
How much time do we want to waste on that? Is the question.
Well, okay.
The question is,
Here's
like,
my argument.
do you think it's real? Do you think it was fake? Do you think it was just
Fake.
like really
Fake. Yep.
fully fake?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You can like.
Why do you think it's fake?
I'll tell you why.
Which
You
one?
can orbit the atmosphere without leaving our atmosphere, and you can make it look like space very easily. Let's talk.
Yeah, but they didn't say they actually left the
They
outer.
said they went
How
to like
about-
230,000 feet.
How about
like
Buzz
just
Aldrin?
below it.
Buzz Aldrin, like recently coming out saying like the whole thing was fake. The whole moon landing, like
That was old. That's old. That
Right,
one,
right.
That's a
But what-
long time
are we-
ago.
are
where
we
he
saying-
won't admit it.
Okay,
Are we
well,
saying-
also
Say it.
the argument is, are they astronauts?
no.
Because like
There's
they're
nothing
like
astro
we're
about them.
astronauts. Like okay, everybody rides a plane. Are you an aviator?
No.
That's
It's
my
just
argument.
Astro NOTS.
Okay,
see-
I'll give them the fact that it's still brave what they did. It's not like you're just going on a rocket.
Did you ever see?
You have no idea what's going to happen.
Did
It's
you
going
ever
to
see a movie
explode.
called? Did you ever see a movie called Rocket Man with Harlan Williams? Harlan Williams is the comedic actor who pulled over.
I know who.
totally.
I know
Dumb and
Harlan
Dumber. He
Williams.
was
I
like,
love
"Give me
Harlan
that
Williams.
boo, you pumpkin pie haircut freak."
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love that
So
guy.
he does a movie called Rocket Man, and in that movie they talk about, and this is legit. You have to be able to hit 5 Gs. You cannot not be able to withstand 5 Gs as an astronaut. 2, 3,
not
4.
Or you have to be able to, right?
Okay. So to be a fighter pilot, 2, 3, 4 Gs, 5 Gs to fly in a rocket and not pass out.
Okay, wait. Let's digress a little bit.
Yeah, you're going a lot of
Hold on,
directions
hold on.
here. Let's
Let's
do
pull
one
back.
thing at a
Let's
time
pull
here.
back.
So
Here we go.
to be on an actual rocket.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Here it is. Let me pull back. Pull back.
I'm ready.
Because I agree, they're not astronauts. But did they actually fly up in that ship and go 230,000 feet or whatever it was and then come back down? Or did they just do that in a studio?
Have you ever seen people who go in a glider and the glider goes up and down?
I
and
love the
they
gliders. They're beautiful.
They lose the gravity where they're
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
That's very easy to mock.
Right.
I
Not to
mean, yeah,
mention-
they did
not
an
to mention-
Inception.
Well, not to hold up. Not to mention. Let me answer, Adam.
Okay.
have you ever seen the women who like will do the Instagram photo shoots where they're like, it shows like a whole row of like private seats in like a private jet, and they're looking out the window.
Oh, those are so good.
It's so
What's a
easy to
fake
fake,
plane?
and
Oh
like
my
they
God.
you
But what? Okay,
you
all
pay
right.
to like take photos there.
Okay, Steve.
That doesn't convince
cool.
me.
But
That
why
doesn't convince
fake
me
it?
your argument.
But why fake
You
that
want to know
whole
why
thing?
fake it?
Yeah, why?
Misdirection, baby,
You think so? For what?
for something that's coming next.
Here, okay.
Laugh it up, funny boy. Laugh it up all you want.
Listen up, funny guy.
Laugh it up.
Okay,
But I'll tell you why. Okay,
Here's
so
a
check it out.
funny
Check it out.
one.
Here, okay, here.
I'm gonna buy that for $1.
Okay, no. To validate what I'm saying, and this is gonna just validate my answer. I'm gonna give me 10 seconds.
I can validate you.
Give me 10 seconds.
Do you want me to validate you?
Give me 10 seconds.
Go ahead.
Steve, move your bottle for a second. I want to see your full face.
Oh, you want to see my
Got his
face?
water bottle, guys.
He's got his big
You wanna see my
water
face?
bottle right in front of me.
There it is.
During COVID, there was a time where, like, during quarantine, where like everyone was talking about like what when people really started to question and ask like, what's going on? What is this? What's happening?
That was 10 seconds.
Here we-
You
sandbagging
You haven't
So-
posed the question.
So what happened was there was a short period of time where where we as Americans and as human beings and as citizens of the earth, we had this like little small area where all of a sudden the Capitol and the United States government came out and they acknowledged that aliens were more or less real. That alien sightings were like whatever. Okay, you can all you want. Check it out. Research it. However, what happened was there was a short period of time where they came out and they said that alien things were real and there were certain things that they were acknowledging and that alien whatever. I watched this documentary where they said that alien encounters and things hadn't been like acknowledged by the government since like before Reagan. It was like some old president. It was like whoever it was, and the reason why they had that, the reason why this existed. Hold up, the reason why this existed. It hadn't been in the papers. It hadn't been in the papers. It hadn't been in the papers since like Nixon or something, like way before that. We had this thing where like people started asking questions about COVID, and what they did was they basically
Wait, where are you going now? Where am I?
That's what I'm saying.
Let me finish.
Here comes. Bring it home, baby.
Bring
it home.
Here's my Jerry Springer final thought.
Bring it home, Jerry Springer.
Sum this up, please.
The reason why they were legitimately validating that like aliens were a thing was because people were so tripped out on COVID. Now, I'll tell you right now, if COVID wasn't a thing and the Capitol came out and acknowledged that like aliens were real and like encounters were real, people would have been you'd have seen women run in with a kid under each arm like oh my God. But because COVID was so gnarly and things were so wild at the time,
People lost their ish.
They released that at that time
That's their misdirection.
because of misdirection. And I'll tell you why. Soften the blow.
Okay.
Soften the blow.
So I'm going to help your actual misdirection. I'm going to give you some solid fact. So I know that's
You can't just say
great theory.
fact and then like
No, I'm going to tell you a
some
solid
stuff.
fact. No, I'm going to tell you a solid fact.
Go ahead.
Right after Trump released his tariff thing, he had Jeff Bezos actually visited the White House the next day. And he goes, dude, what's up? And so the reason he went to the White House was because 75% of his products that are made on Amazon, that are delivered from Amazon,
outside the
are
US.
all from China. And he goes, bro, what are you doing? And so I think he had some little thing where he's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this rad launch. That's why I'm saying I'm going to help your theory right now. I have your actual thought and your misdirection.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I didn't say a word.
But you look like you're struggling.
Jeff's over here like, hey, let him talk.
No, but I think that would be your misdirection. I think he was helping that fact because he's like, dude, Amazon's struggling with this tariff thing now because all our prices are going up because of this new tariff thing. Just FYI, like it might have been a big thing. I'll send you the graph. It's insane.
Yeah, I heard
products that are made on
Bezos
Amazon.
Here are the two things that I heard. There's two things I heard from people I knew who work for either the government or they worked for someone who worked for the government in D.C. When we all got locked up and quarantine was happening, the Capitol came out and acknowledged that there was like some real UFO stuff, and they acknowledged UFOs, and they never really acknowledged it up like until like 30 or 40 years prior, right? The reason why they did that was because people were tripping. Everyone's got a phone on their camera, or their camera on their phone, right? So the reason why that happened was because we're all over here freaking out about this and like that. So you're telling me like, oh my God, don't touch hands, stay in your house, we're shutting down businesses. By the way, aliens are real. And we're going to go ahead and do this 6 feet away.
I know what point you're trying to make, yes.
So that right there is going to like make people go like, oh my God, like that's cool, that's amazing.
Yeah, they're just like, let's just think of, let's admit that aliens might exist.
Thank you, Jeff.
I know.
I still don't buy it.
Imagine
Until
if we
see
weren't
an alien. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't buy it either. They just want to misdirect like what he's talking about.
Okay, so that's misdirection. Number 2 misdirection is this right here. Remember when Trump created the Space Force and everybody laughed at him? They were like, "Oh, Space Force, you're crazy." It's like, what's like over here? So what I had heard from, because I have family who works in D.C. and works for the government, I was told a long time ago that when you become president, after like year 2, they pull you into a room and they tell you some stuff. That's some stuff. They go, here's what's happened.
All right, we're getting in the weeds here.
Hold up. Here's what happened. This is JFK. This is aliens. And this is what happened. So what happens is
no one's ever going to admit to even being told if they were in the government.
Listen. Dude, remember when Obama came out of office? He looked like he had aged like 20 years. And he only been in office for like a couple of years.
Yeah, that's known. Every president ages.
Dude, it's because they lay some stuff on you that's heavy. Clinton, when he went into office, he looked like all young and handsome. And all of a sudden he had like rosy cheeks. And then he came out and he was like, dude, he looked all whatever. It's because they put some stuff on you. It's hard. It's heavy. Let me finish. Last 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Jerry's bringing final thought.
Go ahead. 15. Go.
He created that because they told him, they said, listen, we are one of multiple galaxies that are out there. They are all infinite. They could be the size, like Men in Black says, size of our fingernail, size of like a million times our size of galaxy. So you're telling me that like there's nothing else out there that's like living that's gonna come maybe get us one day? So he's like, why don't we have something? And they're like, well, we should. And he's like, I'm gonna create something. So last thing that I'm gonna say is this. 4 seconds.
Make a long story longer.
Dude, we're not the only things out there. Number 1. Number 2, everyone's got something on their phone. You've seen how many things have come out there. There's so much evidence. 3? And lastly, we have a certain like thing that happens when every time they want something to happen in the sky and something's going to happen where they're going to come grab someone, they're going to do something, or green streak, blue streak in the sky. Something's happening. We're in quarantine.
Is there a 4?
We're in something. Something's happening. Tell me that's not right. Come on, man. Touch on that.
So the raddest thing about trying to understand that, and like understanding why the presidents all show up with their gray hair, why they do what they do, and like how much they're thinking about. They talked about this recently. You shouldn't even be focusing on any kind of news that's outside of your own village. Like your own village or your own family is as far as you should be thinking about or worrying about. And that's why news is hard to even look at. You only want to kind of like focus on what's local. If you localize yourself, your stress level will go down to the ground. And if you generalize or broaden your entire like aspect on the world and look at all this stuff, you will stress out and you will go gray. And that's what these presidents have to do. They have to look at the whole world on a perspective on every decision they make. And so every president does go gray when they're in the office because they're doing something they're not supposed to do, biologically. They're supposed to be chilling and living in their village and focusing on
with
their
max
village.
150 people.
Do you think that they're supposed to be chilling?
Yeah. No, they're supposed to be like, this is not supposed to be chilling as a president. As a human being, they have to focus only on their general vicinity.
Yeah.
But now if they're president, they're taking on something that they're not used to and not supposed to biologically do.
We're literally supposed to be only...
They're taking the whole world in instead of 150 people of a village.
We're only supposed to... Our max capacity of people is 150, really. Like the ideal amount is like the max is 150.
All right, so put it in this perspective. Jeff, you just became elected president. I'm going to bring you into a room.
I am President Jeffrey.
Jeffy.
All hail Jeff.
How about this? Okay, how about this? Jeff just got elected president. Adam here is a vice president.
I'm so down. Let's do it.
Steven here, Steve the Pirate, is the Secretary of Defense.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Not Secretary of Defense. Okay.
We go into a room.
Okay.
We go into a room.
Here it is.
And I pulled Jeff into a room. I said, listen, you're the president of the United States.
Right. Do it.
I got to tell you something. First of all, this country really doesn't like us. They hate us. This country just sent us a thing that says this. This thing is going to actually turn into this. This tariff that you're trying to put in this policy and this, so forth, so forth. By the way, we wanted to tell you that, the whatever is actually aliens. It wasn't this. It wasn't Truman. It wasn't. What's his name? Who was the guy who was the last known president who acknowledged president in the paper? It was can't think of him. Not what was his name?
Where
not
are you
Nixon.
going?
But the president before Nixon was the last president
Kennedy.
to acknowledge the aliens in the newspaper. Saying this UFO crash.
You're saying Kennedy acknowledged the president or acknowledged alien existence.
It's a cool show. It's called File Number 1 or Archive 1 or whatever.
I watch all those. So I love them.
You imagine you're president and they go, okay, listen, the reason why we stopped talking about aliens in the paper because we used to is because they might be real, and we have this and this and this and Area 51, yada yada, so forth. I'm going to take my vice president here, Adam. I'm going to have him pull our president Jeff into a room where Steve, the Secretary of Defense, is going to walk in and say, here's what's going on.
Oh my God, I can feel my hair turning gray.
Here's what's going on. This is what's happening. And you're going to look at me and go, why didn't anybody tell me this? Why didn't I know this? Well, because you're at the helm now, and it's now your responsibility. And you're going to go, oh my God. And you're not going to sleep for a couple of days because you're like, dude, aliens are real. I've seen some stuff.
I'm Hemingway's beard.
Great.
And that's why they turn gray, dude.
So I'll tell you what. I don't ever envy or hate any president, regardless of who I voted for, because they have some serious stuff on their shoulders, man.
See, that's a conclusion,
stuff,
and that's
dude.
a gorgeous conclusion. That's
Serious
where I'll
stuff.
high-five you.
On that note, let's.
Presidents have a lot of stuff to think
And
about.
remember, the reason why they all hated
that's your
on Trump
answer.
and they gave him such a hard time because he created Space Force. Because I remember being like, what do we have to protect us? We've seen enough Marvel movies. What's going to happen? One day when Independence Day does happen, where all the countries are all calling each other, going dude,
We're doomed.
Let's organize a counter strike or counterattack. It's heavy stuff, man.
All right, let's take a legal ID break. On that note,
That was Steve's-
right at
Steve's-
6 o'clock p.m. Here we go.
I'm gonna tap.
Yeah, mic check, it's the Jeff and Jeffrey show. On the airwaves glowing, letting everybody know. Jeff and Jeff at the helm, driving through the flow. Pirate Steve on the side, Adam Green in tow. Go Jeff yourself, get ready to groove. Let Chef Jeff cook, watch him make the move. In the studio, sparks fly like electric stove. Radio waves bump like a car straight from the grove. Wake up the city, Jeff's got tales to unfold. Pirate Steve drop jokes, comedy gold. Adam Green's wisdom stories old and bold. Turn the dial up, feel the magic unfold. Go Jeff yourself, the mic's hot. Chef Jeff spinning fire, cooking in the pot. Pirate Steve's hoisted laughs, X marks the spot. Adam Green's beats can't ever be forgot. Listeners call in, lines buzzing like bees. Jeff's taking questions, answering with ease. Steve's laughing hearty, humor's the key. Adam drops knowledge, degrees in the breeze. Go Jeff yourself, vibes never slack. Let Chef Jeff cook, beats on the track. Energy, electric rhythms never lack. The Jeff and Jeffrey show, no looking back.
Steve, talk in the mic really quick. Just make sure you're.
Hey.
All right. Gotcha.
Get it.
All right. Well, that's enough of the Jeffy and Jeffrey show rap song. Let me do this because I always get fired up on this. The Jeffy Jeffrey Show.
Who could be scared of a Jeffrey?
My name is Jeff.
That's me when I go up in the first ever rocket launched into space. Welcome back to the Jeffy and Jeffrey Show. We're at the top of the 6 o'clock hour. I'm, of course, your host, Captain Jeff, and here to Jeff your evening up. I've got my two co-hosts here, Steve McLaughlin and Adam Green. Adam Green is taking a little quick break, and me and Steve are here to man the helm, if you will. It's been a wild hour so far. Let's get into another wild hour and talk about some crazy Earth Day fun facts.
Earth Day. What about you, Jeff? Do you love the Earth?
Yes, it keeps us alive.
I love the Earth, man.
Yes, I don't want to leave it either. And let's go to Mars. It doesn't look that great.
No, man.
You know that there's a theory now that they're saying that Mars was a thriving planet at one point, and it got destroyed. This is just a theory. I'm just hearing this theory. It's kind of a cool theory it's fun food for thought that it was destroyed by a massive nuclear missile attack or whatever it was, like whatever. There used to be a thriving planet at one point.
I think that remember the movie with Matt Damon where he was like on Mars? What was it called?
Matt Damon. What?
The movie with Matt Damon where he was on Mars.
You know what's funny is I always blank that name. Is he locked out?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him real quick.
We can acknowledge that. Okay.
right.
Mr. Adam Green has been locked out. Let's get a little high point on that. Yeah. You know, it happens. You got to be cognizant of doors being unlocked. You don't have to keep it quiet. It's okay.
I'll try to.
Mistakes happen here.
I was in the restroom.
Hey, can you shut that door, please?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Mr. Adam Green is back. Hey, did you hear about the theory, since we were talking about space, that Mars used to be a thriving planet?
Absolutely.
And it was destroyed by like a nuclear battle or something like that. Did you hear anything about that?
Did they find out that the water on Mars is not like water? Like you can't drink it and you can't filter it?
I can imagine you couldn't
Different
just
kind of
drink.
ice. It's like dry ice.
Yeah.
It's a different kind. So yes, absolutely. I don't think it was a nuclear battle. I think it was definitely an asteroid strike. I think they knew something was coming or whatever. That's why the raddest theory that they just let out was like the Adam and Eve thing was they launched 2 people over to Earth and they're like, hey, do you want to go live over here? And that's what was like the beginning of time kind of thing. Yeah,
Oh, that's
I know.
interesting.
Yes.
I mean, I don't like. How can you prove it? I don't necessarily believe it, but it's a fun thing to think
it's
about.
Such a fun one.
Yeah.
I love that one. That was so fun.
Did you? And you know what's funny is they're also saying that they found the ark, or what is it called? The last ark, or what?
Ark of the Covenant.
Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
Or they're like, look, they think they know the whereabouts, and then they also think they know the whereabouts of the ark.
Yeah, the Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark.
Yeah. They've had that one for a while. Noah's Ark's actually on the top of these little mountains in wherever it was. I forgot what it is. Just Google
As
it.
long as Indiana Jones' dad, aka
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, can be there, and he'd be like, Indiana, I would like to tell you. I'm okay with it.
Wait, keep
Tell
going
me the
with your
alphabet backwards. She's all
there's a part where-
saying it in Aramaic in backwards.
You know, he says, count to 10. He's
In
like,
Latin.
1, 2, in Greek.
Yeah.
Zeta, Theo. Growing up, I didn't know. First of all, that was River Phoenix's last movie.
Oh, was that Indiana
Young
Jones?
Indiana
Yeah.
was his last movie.
Yeah, he's like not afraid of snakes, and all of a sudden
And
becomes afraid of snakes.
I hate to say this, but with Sean Connery as Indiana Jones' dad, that was the greatest one they ever did.
That was the best one.
By far.
Last Crusade's the best
Yeah, I
one.
did.
By
I love
far.
Last Crusade. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I love it.
So yes,
But
I
my
had-
favorite stunt though is the one where he goes under the truck
Oh, that's
and crawls
insane.
all the way back on top of the
tank.
truck.
The tank?
No, the truck. Remember, it's not in that movie. I think it was.
a different one. Okay, a different one.
That might be the Last Crusade.
The best stunt that they did
tank.
was when he had like the umbrella with the seagulls and the engine
yeah.
with the jet.
And he
And
crashes
then what?
the plane.
I bet you know the quote.
What does he say?
The
No, I
pen
bet
is
you know the
mightier
quote.
than the sword. The umbrella is mightier than the sword.
Oh,
or
you know,
something like
okay.
that.
The umbrella is mightier than the sword.
Yes,
Yeah, there you go. Nice
exactly.
impersonation.
Yeah.
Let's do some Earth Day fun facts.
But wait,
okay.
what are you
All right,
talking
sorry.
about Mars?
We were talking
my
about
name is
Earth Day.
Sean
I
Connery.
think for
actually-
sure the Mars. I think the sun was a little hotter. That's why our
Yeah,
sun's a little
yeah.
cooler now. Sun was a little hotter. Mars was thriving about
certain-
a billion years ago.
Probably.
And now Mars is not
And
thriving.
now Mars is lame.
Easy theory. It's normal stuff.
Mars
Look
is
how
so
fast I
lame
got
to
to
live
the point,
at.
Steve. Look how fast I got to the point. Look at how I did it. No beating around the bush. The point is done in 7 seconds.
It's because your point is sharp. Mine was kind of dull. It takes a while to get there. It
listen.
takes a while to get there.
Steve, on
Just
your
think
points,
about
on your
the
points.
point. Because then the thing is, you give the point, and then you
know what?
and then you elaborate on
You
the
know
point,
what?
and then you expand.
I'm not sorry at all.
All right. Well, there you go.
I'm here
stand
to
by it.
talk,
Stand
and I'm
by
not
it.
gonna do it.
You know what? It takes a lot of guts and a
Yeah.
lot of
On the whole Mars theory, it seems like a reasonable one, and Mars became lame. We're
Mars
like,
is
lame.
easy.
Let's
Mars
get
is
out of
easy.
here.
It's
Let's
like,
go to
oh,
Earth.
this is Mars.
was-
I can
There was
tell you
stuff
about
there, I
Mars.
guarantee it.
But
There
it's
was
like,
stuff, I guarantee it.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's stuff there.
You know what? It's like they're saying like, oh, your point versus.
See you at the party, Richter.
Here's the rad. Here's like a
You
little
like that
thing.
Mars
I'm gonna-
reference? Total Recall?
Oh,
That was
absolutely. No,
levels on the
it was
reference
like-
there.
He's all, I thought you had 6 kids. He's all, you caught me. Okay, I'm going to tell you this one right now. I just made this one up in my own head. Okay, now you're talking about the waters, not the regular water on Earth, right? Boom. Second of all, everything that's like going into our water and coming out, all these aliens and all these orbs and all these pulsars or whatever they're doing, everybody's like, whoa, what are those? Maybe those are the ones that came from Mars and they jumped onto our Earth and they're like chilling there. And like they're under the water now and they're chilling there under the water and they're actually from Mars and they're actually Martians and no one even knows. Just wild thought.
Let me ask you something. When did you put together that aliens were underwater?
He just said it like literally just now.
Hold up.
literally-
No, I'm not saying when he
just
said
did.
it. When did you put that together?
I've been assuming this. This is my assumption. This is zero fact.
Move your bottle, Steve. I want to see your face. Thank you.
And so, no, I've been seeing those. What are they called? What have they been calling them? Not the pulsars, but they've been calling them the orbs. Whatever the orbs are.
Okay.
And I've been assuming these have been under the water and coming out since they've been talking about them on the Upper East Coast.
Fair enough. Okay. Why do you think that they still tell us to this day that like what is it, like 30% of our oceans are still like undiscovered?
Probably more
But
than
our
that.
atmosphere and our
I would not even
galaxy,
say 30%. I would say
our
like
galaxy,
80 to 70 to 80%.
our atmosphere is like all discovered. We know everything that's going on up there, but we don't know what's going on down below. We don't know what's going on down there. What's going on?
They have dark
I agree.
oxygen down there.
So
what's your
okay, so
question?
what? When you read "Behold the Pale Horse," 90% of like the actual like encounters that they see, it's a Navy guy saying he's up on a aircraft carrier saying that like it's coming up out of the water.
Of course.
It's coming up out of
It's
the
like
ocean.
that.
What are you
It's like
asking?
the
What's your
movie with the
question?
big robots
That's what
that
I'm
they
telling
fight
you.
the aliens that come out of
all
that.
my question was when did you like become like, when did you like really firmly believe that like things were under the water?
No
versus
joke. When I
in the
started
sky?
seeing those
The New Jersey?
rad orbs Upper East Coast.
Yeah, the New Jersey thing,
And I'm
right?
like, dude, these.
Yeah.
I'm
Long
every
Island.
evidence I'm seeing is
Because
showing
New Jersey,
me
where
they're
all
coming out of
the drone, the big
Yeah.
van, the SUV-sized drones were flying in from the sea.
Yeah.
And there's no way that a drone could fly for that long from the sea and back for that long, that
That's the
amount
thing.
of time.
That's the thing.
With the,
That's-
it's too
okay,
much energy.
And that's what you think, but the government actually probably has more stuff than you think. So they could probably do a droney thing. It's the orbs that weird me
What'd you
out,
just call
dude.
it?
It's the
Did you
drones.
watch the documentary about the Long Island? Like where they have there's a group that like follows Long Island stuff because apparently Long Island is like an Alaska.
It's a hot spot.
Yeah, stuff happens, and they say it all comes out of the ocean and it crashes into the forest.
But it does. But it does.
It does. So I'm on the same wavelength as you. I feel like it doesn't.
That's why I don't think it's alien. I think it's actually here, dude. If you're gonna say
us.
it's
But
alien, it's
it's
like to
really
me, it's
hard.
like,
Okay, so
dude,
now we're
it's
talking deeper.
here.
Now we're talking deeper. Are we talking about like
Yeah, we're going straight off the script of anything
who
I had
killed-
planned today.
who killed the dinosaurs?
That's an
God.
asteroid, dude. That's fact.
Yeah, the
That's
asteroids.
That's
It
a
sounds
fact.
more
See, I
reasonable.
love how when you throw a fact out there, you can just say whatever you want. Like,
No, but
hey,
to me, it's
fact, you know
fact.
the
No,
Dodgers
to
are the greatest
me-
baseball player in the
To
world.
me, that's fact.
Okay,
To me, that's
so
fact.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
A long time ago, there was this whole thing where it said like, did you ever watch the they call the not the Marvels, but Jeff, what's that Marvel movie where they come and they develop
Transformers?
no, they develop life on
meets the
America,
eye.
and it's with Rob Stark, and it's like a Marvel movie where they come and they're called the
I kind of fell off on
Whatever.
Marvel.
whatever. So all I'm gonna tell you is that like there was a group of people that came to Earth
Right.
a long time ago, and they wiped out the dinosaurs, and they started to develop human beings. And when
Transformers.
what's it called? What's that? It's called the
Avengers.
No, it's called the.
Transformers.
Give me a minute. So all I'm gonna tell you right now, check it out. No, he's over here saying exactly what I'm saying. He's on the same wavelength.
That's why I'm like, dude, I'm into
They've
it.
been here. They have been here.
It's
Who's
yeah,
they?
dude. We're in a blink. We're in a 10,000 year, 40,000 year blink
Hey,
compared to 5
so-
billion years.
What if
Yeah,
I, okay,
we
well,
are
hey,
nothing.
all right, listen. This is all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna take a little bit
Do
of a
it.
break.
Do
I'm
it.
talking too much.
Do it.
Will you please?
What was it? What would you guys? What would you guys say if I told you that the Immaculate Conception was like the Virgin Mary? It wasn't like that an angel came down and like whatever. It was an alien that came down.
No, this is a lot of people's.
Jesus
That's a lot of
Christ.
assumptions on
Jesus
a lot of people's
Christ
like
was
parts.
like a half alien. That's why he was like able to like resurrect.
That's what everybody says.
I got sent to the
These
office in
are a
eighth.
lot of assumptions.
I got sent to the office in 8th grade because I brought that up in religion class, and they were like, that's not. Yeah, would you go to the office? I don't
Were
know
you
what to-
going
I don't
to
know
a
what to tell
Christian
you.
school?
In Bible Lit in English at senior year, I went by Brody. I told everybody my name's Brody, and that was it. I go, my name's Brody. Call me Brody. That's the end. And
Did you go to
I
Dan Hills High
made up a
School?
name. Yeah.
So you
Just
took
made
Bible
up-
Lit?
Yeah.
Who was your teacher?
Mr. Wilson.
He was my teacher. He was my biology teacher.
Exactly.
I remember I told him, I said,
I saw him a couple years later. He's like, Brody, what up? And I'm all, it's actually Adam. I actually told him
he
my
was
real
the
name.
tennis coach.
Yeah. I
100%.
was on the tennis team.
And you know what was
Sweet
weird
dude.
was when I remember I told him, I said, I brought
an A in
that
that class.
I brought that up in 8th grade where I said like they were talking about galaxies and whatever. I said, well, what if Jesus was like half alien? What if an alien came down? What if it wasn't like a light from the sky, like as a
That's
as
honestly
an angel?
the most probable thing.
I got sent to the office in 8th grade, but in high school I got an A+ because
Dude,
I brought that up.
If you were at Santa Margarita, you probably would have been sent to prison.
Yeah. So the first day on Earth, the first Earth Day
Daddy would have
was
said
in
that. You would have brought him to
1970.
prison for years. Okay. Jeff, give us some natural
Yeah,
thoughts.
let's get into some facts. We're going into the weeds there with that.
What's the
well,
facts,
okay,
Jeff?
we're going into the weeds, but maybe you know what you just said and what I'm just said. This is the last thing
The
I'm
first
saying.
Earth Day was in 1970. It
There
was
was a-
started by Senator
Doomsday.
Gaylord Nelson from Wisconsin.
Gaylord
After
Nelson's here.
You're done.
Gaylord
yeah,
Nelson's
you're
here.
done.
You're done.
You're done with that. It was from Wisconsin after witnessing the effects of a major oil spill in Santa Barbara, California.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I'm just trying to give some facts to the people out
Yeah,
here.
give us some facts. Earth Day is beautiful, man.
Earth Day is beautiful. What is your favorite thing about Earth?
I'm not going to
That we
lie.
live?
I actually do. Yeah, I know. I actually do go around and hug trees. Every once in a while, I hug a tree. I know it's super weird, but I do. And I'm like, dude, thank you, bro. And like, I'll talk to plants and I'll be like, hey, bro.
Really?
thanks.
I
Yeah,
think there is
do.
a thing talking
I
to
swear to
plants.
God.
I think there really is a thing.
There is. You can play music to them and you can talk to plants and be like, here's a little water for you, dude. Or
I heard
like, I talk to plants all the time.
This is like a headline
Not
read
even lying.
that like plants do scream.
Yes.
They do scream.
Do you guys
about
remember Beverly Hills Cop 2?
Yeah.
Remember when Billy was like, "Oh, they love like James Brown,"
It's
and
true.
Axel was like, "What
They
is
do.
it? I play a little whatever." They all go wild for
Yeah,
it.
they do
do.
like
It's
music.
true.
Yeah.
It's
It's true, dude. I have these rad little whatever they're not sunflowers, but they're like they look like sunflowers, the little orange versions of them. I don't know the name of them, but but when the sun comes out, they're like they look like they're dead at the end of the night. But the sun comes out, they go.
I've heard that where they fold
They
down.
just beautiful, and like I'm like, what's up, guys? I'm
They
like, good
fold
morning.
down for
And
certain things?
I go over and pet them and say good morning, like a dog. I'm like, good morning, guys. I'm like, what up?
I've heard a lot of people who are big gardeners who say like they
Yeah.
fold down for certain
do all my
things and then
landscaping,
they widen over for like
Yes.
different music and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I love landscaping.
Okay,
it's
so
so fun.
let me ask you: when
Yeah.
you think about like plant life and like
Yeah.
animal life and,
Oh.
and where we're at,
There's-
what we've done.
Let me hit
music.
you.
Music is the one thing that we all share. every country,
music's
every race, every
amazing.
creed.
Yes.
We hit that. We wake up to it. We work out to it. We go to sleep to it. Music. We refuse to acknowledge it, but we share it. It's magical. It's the source. It'll change your life.
Universal.
Universal. However, we're not going to talk about the fact that like when certain wars have been like won or certain things have been like resolved, they'll play something in the street and people like, oh, it just hits
Yeah.
them because it's like it's the resolve.
Oh.
Dude, music is the source. Why do you think plants, like you said, fold over to certain sad songs?
Right.
But then like happy songs,
Boom.
like animals. You've ever played like music for
Yeah, I
remember
love those.
Remy?
I love those videos when the guys play like a trumpet out in like a field and the cows come to them.
Remember Remy's video?
so
Remy video
good.
on,
Yeah.
on YouTube. He played but was not Pavarotti. it was,
Pavarotti. Yeah, we played Pavarotti.
Oh yeah, you would sing
Pavarotti.
to it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd sing
or it
to
was
it.
like, no,
Yeah.
it was Andrea Bocelli.
Yeah.
They played
Yeah.
Andrea Bocelli, and like this dog has this like sad soul, and he screams out.
He's got emotions.
It's because it's
Yeah.
music, dude. Music's the
Yeah.
one thing we all share. I agree with that.
Exactly.
I agree with
Speaking of
that.
that, let's take a little music break.
Do it.
This is Wide Open by Disco Lines. You're live on the Jeffrey Show. Stay tuned. Let's get into more crazy conspiracies.
Let's do
when
it.
we return.
Let's do it.
Tease it. That's what you call on radio a tease. Stay tuned.
My name is Jeff.
Wow, is that a moose? What a majestic animal. I better get very close to it for a nice selfie. Oh wait, now I'm being stomped to death and here I am, a dumb ghost, reading you this PSA. Folks, believe it or not, people have this weird tendency to approach wild animals, especially ones that have the capability to injure or kill you. This actually happens in real life, so be sure to maintain a safe distance from wild animals, because guess what? They're scared, wild, and unpredictable. Brought to you by the Jeffrey Association and the Jeffed Up Council.
My name is Jeff.
Yo.
Oh, whoa. Sorry for the delay,
Save
folks.
it, coming
Welcome
back.
back to the Jeffrey Show live on Saddleback Radio. It is Tuesday, April 22nd. April 22nd, 2025. It is currently 6:25 p.m. It doesn't get more live than that, folks. I'm, of course, your host, Captain Jeff, here to Jeff your evening up. And I got my two co-hosts, Mr. Steve McLaughlin and Mr. Adam Green.
Hi everybody. It's me, Steve.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Um,
Yo ho.
and they're now sharing stuff. I got sidetracked here. Guys, I have a question. Do you, when you talk to, like, say your Alexa or ChatGPT, do you say please or thank you?
I don't use Alexa, Siri, or ChatGPT.
Right when I figured out that Alexa was listening to everything, I actually ditched Alexa and I unplugged her immediately.
Really?
I figured out she was listening to everything, so I stopped. But yes, I did say please and thank you, and I say it to Siri when I say,
What are
Siri,
you doing there?
I never
Siri, will you please set a 10-minute timer for the spaghetti? And I will literally
10
say
minutes,
please.
starting now.
There you go.
She just heard that.
That's what I'm saying.
Was that mine?
That was not
That
mine.
was not mine.
Was that mine?
I don't have Siri, Alexa, or
That wasn't mine.
ChatGPT, dude. So,
Jeff, that was yours.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
I don't believe in it, dude.
Check your phone,
That's
man.
not me.
My
That's not
Siri
me.
is not
Nope.
connected like that.
Nope.
I don't
not
even
mine.
talk to Siri.
Nope.
Jeff, that's yours, dude.
Nope.
No.
Look at yours, dude. Look at your
You
phone
guys
right
have
now.
also-
I don't see any notifications.
Didn't you guys ever see
Oh my
Terminator 2? Like,
gosh.
what's going on with you guys?
That's what I'm talking
It's
about,
canceled.
dude.
It's not mine.
He just shut it off. You saw him.
Yeah, I
he
did.
shut it
I
off.
did. I saw you, dude.
It's not mine.
You put
Shut it
buttons
off.
over there.
Shut it off.
You got the
Liar.
mainframe
What a
over there. The
liar.
So
mainframe.
I thought this is pretty interesting. Let's do a little bit of.
I've never once sold out to any of those.
Okay, here we go. Let's get some news.
Oh, you know what it was? It was my computer. Now I see it. There it is.
There we go.
Go away.
Cancel, Siri. Cancel.
Go away. Siri, stop.
Yeah, still cancel.
All right. Well,
Cancel the timer.
OpenAI's Sam Altman just admitted that saying please and thank you to ChatGPT is burning through millions of dollars in computing costs.
No.
He called it tens of millions well spent, but it's adding up fast. Experts say being polite can actually make bots respond better, but there's a catch. All those extra words are using serious amounts of electricity. A 2024 survey found most Americans are polite to their chatbots, which is me, with some even doing it just in case an AI there was a meme that just came out on Puberty.
This is so weird.
Like, spare him because he said please and thank you.
Yeah.
On Puberty, the
Puberty's
Instagram
good.
account.
Do you think that your AI is gonna be like, hey, you know what? This guy was really polite. Let's not kill him. I've seen Terminator 2 enough times.
Yeah.
Hey, well, it's like either get on their side or die.
You're gonna die either way.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever it is, just be nice, first of all. Second of all,
Be nice in general.
AI is just fast Google to me still. That's it. It's fast Google.
It is the fastest Google. It's
fast
so much
Google.
better.
You want your AI to be
It's
nice
not
to you?
real AI. dude.
Go to your what is it, Maps or your Waze, and have them turn on the British voice where it's like, hello,
That's
Adam.
so funny you say that.
Adam, you gotta turn left here, Adam. It's gonna be lovely.
No
It's
joke.
gonna be
I have my British
adorable.
accent on my
Me and Lo-
ChatGPT
me
app.
and my
That's
wife.
about as nice as they're gonna get.
Me and Lauren went to go check out a place today, and it was her AI, it was her Siri that was telling us where to go, and it was full British. I go, oh my gosh, you have the British accent.
So
set up."
adorable.
I know.
Guess what?
It was
They're
so
still gonna kill
funny.
us.
I know.
They
I'm like,
will.
we're all gonna die. But it was so cute. I'm like, oh, we gotta make a left.
They're like,
That's
Jeffy,
fun.
you're gonna turn left here, Jeff. It's
Oh
gonna be
my
I'm going to
lovely.
ask ChatGPT a question here. Here we go.
Do it.
What are your thoughts on an AI uprising and becoming robots and destroying
Don't
humans?
ask her that. What are you doing?
Let her answer the question.
Oh my God.
Let's see what she says.
AI is designed to assist and enhance human life, not to
Lies.
harm it. Ethical guidelines and regulations
fast
are in
Google.
place to ensure
Fast Google,
that AI
dude.
technologies are used
Fast
responsibly. The focus is on collaboration between humans and AI to solve problems and
Fast
improve our
Google.
world.
It's like the best. You're like basically the best assistant in the world.
That's an India.
Thank you.
India
I'm
has
here-
the best assistants.
That's exactly what they're gonna say, dude. They're gonna tell you like, oh, you're so great.
Are you being
Lies.
truthful to me?
We're here
No.
to serve you.
No.
They're
It's
gonna
lies.
destroy us.
Absolutely.
Dude.
I'm here to provide you with helpful and accurate
Lies.
information.
Sarah
If you
Connor
have
would
any
disagree,
questions
bro.
or need assistance
Sarah
with
Connor
anything,
disagrees.
feel free to ask.
Yes.
Sarah Connor
Lies.
disagrees.
Lies.
I don't believe it. I don't trust it.
Fast Google is too fast.
When I lived in Fallbrook, I had a package from Amazon that was delivered by drone.
That's rad.
It was
cool.
wild. It
You
was,
saw the
Drop
drone?
one or the
it
drop
it
off one?
sounded cool, and it was cool at the time.
You saw the drone?
How about this? Like
Was it the robot driver
I
one?
got a notification that said like your package has been delivered. So I like walked to my front door and I hear this flop, like the package
So
gets
it dropped.
hitting
Okay.
my like doorstep.
Got it.
I open the door and I hear a
So that's actually happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
And that was 5 years ago.
Have you seen the
5 years ago?
The LA little robot ones are so funny. Little square boxes look like Wall-E that cruise around and drop off the.
And people are just kicking those things.
Because they're stupid.
Did you ever see iRobot with Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's next.
Yeah.
That's what's next, and then we're the Matrix, and we're batteries. Very easy.
No,
And then we're kicking butt in the Matrix. It's gonna be so fun.
Did you hear that I told you about that the connection between Terminator 2 and the Matrix? It's like
There's a lot of connection to that.
Conspiracy theory.
Fire away.
Okay, so
Here we go.
The Matrix, where we're
20
like,
more minutes, go.
All right, here we go. Time it.
I ain't gonna waste your time. So the Matrix is like underground. John Connor, his crew, whatever, and then we like are being harvested like these like whatever. So I'm done. That's it. I'm done. You know what?
He's walking out, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye,
He's walking
Steve.
out. He's
Bye,
upset.
Steve.
Stephen
Wait.
McLaughlin's
Come
upset.
back and finish the story when you're ready. Just tell us the end of the
To
story.
sum it up, please.
All right, so basically Terminator 2, remember how there was a group
It's a
of people
2-hour
who
show.
they were fighting against the machines.
Yeah. We already know this part.
Right. Okay,
Tell us the end.
so Matrix and Terminator 2 are very much the same thing. Where like John Connor is like the Neo, where he's the selected one. Yeah. So what they are is they're trying their best to like not let like these machines take over and win and like harvest us as like whatever energy or batteries, whatever, right? So when you look at like AI, the more people who voluntarily like commit to it and get into it and like are into it and like they go on their Facebook and they're AI, cool. The more people who do it, the faster it's gonna happen. So you holding out and not doing it, guess what? You're gonna help like hold it off for like that much longer.
I have an argument against that.
Cool, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
You wrapped it up quick, dude. That's
Okay,
I'm
so-
trying. You're over here now,
Hey,
dude.
nailed it.
Sorry.
I'm
That was
all
great.
I'm
I have comment too. Go ahead.
I'm all for not having AI in a way. I love what it can do for us, but also I see what your point is, where it could go. But the problem is our competition is going to do it. China is going to do whatever it takes to get as many coal farms, as many AI robots. And did you hear the thing where they're having humans, they're putting tardigrade like DNA into human embryos? You know, they're willing to do a lot of things these days where the competition's always going to be there, and if we're not going to do it, we're not keeping up, and then we're going to
so what happens
become
in the competition?
what?
What happens in the competition? Like you, like
Well, then we become the lesser.
so they start doing it, and then like you, me, and Adam over here, like going like, oh, so we didn't get there first, so we're gonna be the ones who
and
are
then we
fighting
lose.
against it.
Then
no,
we lose.
no,
Dude, you
I'm
guys.
gonna be the one who's calling Adam, saying like, hey, come over to my house, bring your kids. I have a house. I'm up in the hills. I've got guns.
This is China. This is China.
I've got
Good day, sir.
You guys. They're not beating us. They're not winning. We're winning. Don't think that. Don't think that. We have the smartest people from all the countries here. That's why we are the melting pot. That's why we do that. China's working their butts off, but dude, you have to understand that we have everyone else from everywhere else. We are fine, and we have just as smartest people here as they do that.
Do you want to know why?
There's no way they're the smartest
Do you
just
wanna know why?
because they're China.
Do you want to know
Doesn't
why?
make sense,
Do you want to know
guys.
what? Do you want to know why the Biden administration like
please.
wanted to cut ties with Israel? Because Israel.
Hey, if you're gonna
Hold up.
No,
It's
if
'cause
you're gonna talk politics, you gotta whisper it.
Israel is the most technologically advanced country by far, and they are our allies.
No,
that's why they want to.
if you're gonna get political,
Choice.
That's not political. It's true. We're talking about AI.
is it?
Yes, it is.
All right.
It's talking about AI.
Okay.
Now you're telling me right now, like okay,
AI's not AI. It's just fast Google, you guys.
It's all based off of like all of our
There's
foundations
nothing
of
artificial or
what we found.
intelligent about it.
I
It's
hate
just
to be the
fast Google.
I told you so guy, but I'm gonna be the I told you so guy.
You can do it in 20 years.
Yeah,
still.
well,
It'll still
I'm gonna be
like,
friends.
As long you can do it in 30 seconds.
I'm gonna become friends.
We have a commercial in 30 seconds. You do it in 30 seconds, bro?
No, Steve, you're trying to explain something in 30 seconds is literally impossible.
It's impossible.
I don't know, dude.
But dude, it doesn't exist yet.
There-
Real artificial thinking doesn't exist
When they
yet.
start thinking of their own
They
things.
don't think of their own things. Did you see their marathon runners the other day?
Yeah, I have an article here for that.
Please,
It's weird that
do.
you
Please
mentioned
do,
that.
Jeffrey. Please do. And Steve, if you don't mind listening,
We don't know
they
talk
can't
about the
even make a
Popish
robot
past.
that'll run, dude.
We're gonna do a quick news article. It's time for some Jeffy.
It's not real, man.
In a futuristic first, humanoid robots can ran alongside human competitors during a half marathon in Beijing on Saturday. Robots of all shapes and sizes. You're looking at child robots. You're looking at dog robots. They ran a 13.1-mile course supported by teams of engineers and operators to keep things safe. Organizers set up parallel tracks separated by dividers because then the robots start punching. You never know. While human runners stuck to traditional race rules, the robots competed under special guidelines, including pit stops for battery swaps, which is kind of funny. It's like, we could last longer than that.
That's a joke, too. Like, dude, my car, are you kidding me? Same. Keep going.
Yeah. Steve's going through it right now. You're all going through it.
I'm not impressed.
I know. The Tian Kung Ultra robot took top honors among the machines, finishing in just over 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is kind of sad for
it's not 13, very good.
Yeah. They just need the battery power is where we need to focus on. But
it took me like 7 hours to get to Vegas in my ID4 with my wife and 2 kids. Like, it was ridiculous.
Oh, because you had to stop?
Yes, twice, dude.
Because of the AC, right? Drainage.
AC and going up hills. Going up hills takes a lot of juice. Going up hills takes a lot of juice. So going to Vegas, we had to stop twice. Coming back, we only stopped once.
All right, well,
it's not awesome, you guys. There's nothing amazing about AI, aka Google search super philosophy or whatever.
All right, let's take a little music break.
Awesome.
Everybody's getting stressed out. Here, I can tell we need a little music break. This is Forever by Dom Dalla and Kid Cudi. Stay tuned. You're live on the Jeffy and Jeffrey Show.
That was from Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
That's the joy of the Jeffrey, you see. It goes away, but then
comes
back.
We are back.
Who could be scared of Jeffrey?
Who could stand?
It's time for some Jeffy.
This just in.
All right.
Big news from the world of physics. Scientists just caught a particle that's massless one way and heavy the other. Meet the semi-direct fermion, a wild quasi-particle found inside a crystal called zizzers. Researchers at Penn State and Columbia made the discovery using a supercharged magnet and a blast of infrared light down in Florida. First predicted 16 years ago, this particle could help power future tech like batteries and sensors. Their findings just dropped in Physical Review X, and the team says they're only scratching the surface of the crazy physics at play.
Wow.
Do you have anything to say to that?
Reflect. Steve,
you
want
know
to go?
what? I want to tell you that when you talk about
do you have 30 minutes? Go ahead. Steve's got.
God, dude, I'm done. I'm so done with you guys.
No, baby.
All right, moving on. You have nothing.
So the square root of the circumference, when you talk about the dx squared times y, when you talk about
That's an interesting hypothesis, Stephen. Let me interject.
I do want to talk to you guys about
cold
something.
fusion, baby. Just say cold fusion.
I found out today that Nicky Cat killed himself. You guys know who that is?
No.
Nicky Cat was an actor, and he was in Hollywood, and he was in Dazed and Confused. He was in Boiler Room.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh no,
Dude,
that was
he killed himself, man.
A couple days ago.
Like last week, yeah.
Last week, yeah.
Couple days ago,
I didn't know that. I mean, like, remember on Disney Confused, he was the guy who was like,
He was a really good actor.
Sir Isaac
I know
Newton, I am
exactly.
He was
smoking
in
weed.
Boston. Did you ever watch the show Boston Public?
Yeah,
So an effing pothead. Yeah, I know.
Remember when he was on the Boiler Room? He's like,
Yes.
yeah, I show you where Chris's desk is, right?
Yeah.
He was like
He was the
Take the
kind of the
Ferrari
jerk
key.
in
He was
his
the
Boiler
guy.
Room.
he was on Sopranos once or twice, wasn't
Yes.
he? Yes. And he was like, I think he was in Bulletproof or Death Proof, and what's the other the Quentin Tarantino movie, Death Proof, and
The other one with Keith.
where the girl's leg was a.
But what does this have to do with the semi-direct fermion?
Go.
Because I'll tell you why. Because the circumference of 278 times squared to the third power, when you take the square root of that and you put it times x, it actually comes to the quantum realm of
That's an
7x
interesting
z
thesis,
times
Stephen.
y. Oh, sorry. Jeff, you're so silly, Jeff. You know nothing about quantum physics.
Great close. That's how you bring it home, Steve.
I like that home bringing.
Yes. Okay, next topic.
More newses?
'Cause that one was hard.
I know, that was the joke of it. Because there's like nothing to interject on that.
Starbucks is tightening its dress code.
Yeah.
Starting May 12th, baristas must wear solid black shirts and khaki black or denim bottoms under the iconic green aprons. Starbucks says the update will make stores feel more consistent and welcoming. Employees will receive 2 free shirts, but not everyone's on board. Aww. Starbucks Workers United, the union representing more than 550 stores, says dress code changes should wait until bargaining ends. Some workers argue the company should prioritize better staffing and guaranteed hours instead of new clothing rules. Despite the controversy, Starbucks insists the changes will improve the customer experience. What are your thoughts on this? Because we all grew up on wearing uniforms. I think, in my opinion, there should be a uniformity here, like uniforms, when it comes to going to a place where you like. Okay, I've been to a place where they're not even dressed up. They're dressed in baggy clothing. I'm like, do you even work here? So we all grew up. We all had jobs where we had to wear uniforms. It's like big deal, right?
Yes. Do you want me to take this one?
Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Oxford Social Club.
It's an old hat. And Lauren actually pulled this out of the closet the other day. She's all, "Oh, I found your old hats," and she pulled out like 10 of my old hats that she like moved when we moved like 3 years ago, and I'm like, "You found my hats!" And I'm like, she pulled out 10 of my hats that I were like my go-to hats. Anyways. So I bust this one out. This is an old place in San Diego.
So what about Starbucks?
So Starbucks.
Yeah. What about Starbucks? Yeah.
I feel like Steve. I feel like Steve. Okay, so here we go.
I had to. Sorry.
No, I'm glad you did, Mr. Pirate. All right, here we go. I think this Starbucks is a really nice coffee.
Sorry.
A really nice coffee shop. There you go.
So wear a uniform is what your point is? Or like what point are you trying to even make here?
I got it. That was awesome. I'll tell you what, man.
Oh my God, there's worse things to complain about. Just wear a freaking polo shirt.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Do you really want me to take it? Do you want me to take it?
Do you go to Starbucks still?
Let me take it. I always go.
Okay.
Here you go. Wait.
Okay.
I want to take it.
Go ahead.
How much do you spend on coffee a year?
A lot.
Yeah, be
okay,
honest.
so here it is. So we used to work at the same Regis, and when we worked at the same Regis, we all had to wear the same thing, and it was horrible and whatever, and nobody cared. But at the same time, they were like, "You got to wear black shoes and this white shirt, these navy blue pants, because this is what's going to make the same Regis."
It's a 5-star hotel.
Great, but like at the same time, dude, the green apron's cool. Just wear like jeans or like black pants, or it doesn't matter. Man.
They're allowing
still
denim in this
coffee.
whole thing too. By the way,
Everybody that's coming in to get coffee needs coffee. It's not
This
like
is
they're like, "I'm here for the experience." It's like, no, I'm here because it's McDonald's, aka I need now and I need consistency.
these
And
are all
that's
the employees
it,
at
dude.
Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you identify that someone works there?
Immediately, yes.
Green apron.
Green apron.
Thank you.
Yes.
I went to. That's funny because I went to the dollar store the other day and we're picking up like Hot Wheels toys for my boys, and like I didn't know who worked there, and like this one lady,
Yeah.
I'm like, she was looking through her stuff, and I go, "Hi, excuse me, do you work here?" And she's all, "Oh no, I'm just looking at the Ferrari toys or whatever."
And then you just
whatever it
insulted
was.
that person.
Yes. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I had
Inadvertently.
no idea," And so yes. Just put on the apron and we're cruising. It doesn't matter,
Exactly.
man.
They're on
Yeah.
strike right now, Jeff.
Yes.
Right?
What?
So anyways,
The
what I got.
Starbucks employees are on strike.
Don't
right
tell me. No, I don't think they're going on
now?
strike.
Check your
But that's
phone. Check your phone. I'm pretty sure they're
I
on
don't
strike
know.
right now.
They've been on strike. They've been on strike.
Thank you.
that is
They're about to
the
go back.
dumbest thing to strike about.
So if I had to wear like a green apron, but I could wear whatever else I wanted, I'd probably be alright with that. That's not a
Dude,
big deal.
I worked at Papa John's where I had to wear a dumb red shirt and khakis, and
a
I'm like,
hat.
I'd rather have the uniform that I can just make that dirty rather than my normal clothes. You know, like I'd rather show up with something that it's just prepared to get ruined.
Papa John's, you had to wear a hat too, right?
Yeah, we had to wear a hat. It was all
See?
khaki. Who
Dude,
cares?
You can roll up to Starbucks
I
and
did
like
Domino's. I
you
totally
can
get
roll
it.
up to Starbucks and whatever you want, but as long as
Yeah.
you wear that green apron, they know you work there.
Yeah, but like
Exactly.
at least like have some like everybody look the same so we can kind of quickly identify who works there and then not go up to some random person that
hold your
walks into
Frappio.
Starbucks with a green apron because they like to wear green aprons
there's a
and be like,
video-
"Do you work here?" "No, I don't work here, sir. How dare you? I'm wearing a green apron because I like to wear green aprons."
There's a video that I'll
Right.
send you where they're all like, and they announce that they're on strike, and then It's like one location, and it's like all the employees are on strike. And I remember being like, why are they striking? And it was because they're like not letting them wear what they want, not letting them like take mental days off, and not letting them like whatever.
Let them say it out loud.
And I was like, dude, like hold up, like we all got to work, man.
Yeah, it's a
hard.
job.
It's a
They
hard
don't
life out
work there,
dude.
dork.
Dude, mental days off. I'm super down with that. I'm super down with everybody wanting to take mental days off. And anybody wants it, like if I'm running the business and I'm like, oh, I have 3 people that'll work that day, and like, hey, it's Jimbo's day to work, but he wants a mental day off. I have Steve and I also have Jeff that are ready to work too. But I need Jimbo to work because I want to freaking just power trip on Jimbo. It's like, dude, just let Jimbo have the day off.
I don't know about the mental days off because these people. Well, the problem is
I don't care.
the problem is with that is that people abuse that, and then those people will need. I need Monday off. No, I need Friday off now, and then they're like only working 4 days a week.
You know, he makes a point. He makes a point. It's not about the mental days off. It's about they have their own agenda.
I want to work. Schedule. I never want to work a Monday. I'm having a mental day every Monday,
dude. Because we're
How about this? I'll tell you what's up. When it comes to like the mental days off. The term mental health was thrown around a lot over the last few years, and I didn't know it until I went back to working for the set a timer, ladies and gentlemen at home. Yeah, this is Stephen. He wrapped up in about 120 seconds. I didn't know. People threw around that term mental health. People threw that around a lot last couple of years.
Well, I think they abuse. I think there's abuse on it.
I for the first time in like almost 20 years.
I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have it.
For the first time in 20 years, I went back to work for a corporation, and I didn't know what that term meant until I started getting kind of pushed around and bullied a little bit at work. And then it was the reason why that happened was because I was a little older. I knew what was up. I owned my business. I've got management experience, and like you said, as soon as you start to see something that's not right happening, and you stand up for it, and you start to say, "Hey, that's not right," and they start to like pick on you and target you, whatever. I always thought they were throwing around that term mental health for a long time. And then when I started to experience it myself, I was like, oh, dude, this is a real thing. People do abuse the term. They do.
Yeah. But also there's like things that you can do that you can manage it.
Well, why don't you...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're sharing a meme. Let's move on to another news.
It says, Fudgesicle Steve takes forever to get to the point.
Who said that?
My best friend, Brian Navarro.
Yeah.
He's like, dude,
shout out to Brian Navarro. You know, Brian?
If we were doing a stoner talk, then yes, I would totally agree.
Big news for Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani. He's now a dad.
I love you, man.
Let's give a little high porn to him. Ohtani announced on Instagram Saturday that he and his wife, former pro basketball player Mamiko Tanaka, welcomed a healthy baby girl. Let's give it another little applause here.
She's going to be so athletic.
Dude, Shohei Ohtani's kid is going to be a wild baseball player. Just watch.
Yeah, he's going to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's like Brad Pitt and Angelina like having a kid. This is like
they're not going to be good looking. Like they're not.
They're going to not be good looking.
Their real kid will be good looking.
Full Zoolanders. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to like what? Hey, if you were to let's put a dollar bet. What do you think Ohtani's daughter is going to be as an athlete? Because it's going to the daughter's going to be an athlete.
I'm going to call basketball.
I'm going to say golf.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say MMA fighter.
Gross.
I mean, Brad Angelina's kid will be like you said, their real kid will be great looking.
Yeah.
But their adopted kid will be like a great step dancer or something off in left field. Watch.
Step dancer.
Sorry.
Step dancer?
Shout out to Brian Sheffield. What's your friend's name?
Brian Navarro.
Brian Navarro. Sorry, Brian Navarro. Once again.
Too long, Steve.
I've let you down again. I've let you down again.
That was so fun.
Sorry, bud.
Let's see what he says. Oh, so
He's
funny.
texting right now.
I know.
I'm listening.
Sucker.
We're just going through these. We're running through these.
What?
There's encouraging. Wait. Hold on.
Point.
There's encouraging news here for endangered sea turtles. A new global survey finds their populations are showing signs of recovery.
Rad.
I knew that was
In many parts of the world,
sea turtles.
conservation efforts like banning commercial harvesting, protecting nesting beaches, and reducing fishing bycatch are credited for the progress. Green turtles, in particular, are rebounding regions like Mexico and in the U.S.
Have you guys seen?
However, not all species are thriving. Leatherback turtles, known for their incredible migrations, continue to face serious threats. I would hate to be a turtle. Like,
as a baby, you're
That's
coming
the
out of the
best
sand
animal.
and then you're getting swooped up by birds when you're trying to get to the water.
No. If you make it, you're cruising. If you're dead, you're done.
Yeah, but it's like out of 200, one makes it.
Sure. But if you make it, you're
Did you see
cruising.
Moana? Like this, like little kid come
You get
over.
the
and
help.
go-
You get the help.
Yeah, the help.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to interfere on that
No,
either.
absolutely not. But like, dude,
Says
if you
who?
make it, you're
Like
cruising.
if you're a human and you see turtles, like doing that, I think it's like illegal to touch the turtle and move them
No,
to the
no,
water.
I'm not gonna move him to the water, but I'm like,
They live to, like,
something comes to
200.
try to like hit him. I'm gonna kick him off.
Yeah.
Like
They live to,
Moana.
like,
I don't
200.
think you're allowed to do that.
No, they do. They
I can
there's
protect
videos
a
of those.
turtle, a
There's
baby turtle
videos.
going
Is
to the
it?
water.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But then you're messing with like actual environmental.
I thought I was
do it.
increasing.
Wild-
I thought I was increasing the population of the recently
Endangered turtles, I guess.
Yes.
Just don't touch them. You could lift them with a leaf, like a frond, and like
Okay.
put them towards the
Okay,
thing.
so,
and,
like,
like shield
Now
them.
you're
It's
talking
true.
Moana.
I watched
Full
the video.
Moana.
Well,
I watched
if that's
the
wait,
video
hold
the
on a
other day.
second.
It's called Moana.
If that's allowed, I would stand by the little baby turtles
Yeah,
and be like,
you'd be like,
"Get away,
"Schwach,
birds!"
schwach,
That's what they do. That's what
I'd
we're
punch
talking
those
about.
birds.
That's what we're
Yeah.
talking
But
about.
then we
yeah.
can't punch birds.
Yes. Don't punch a bird.
Well-
Randy Johnson threw a baseball.
I'll just
at a
do
bird.
this. I'll do like
saw that.
Yeah.
That was heavy.
Everybody's seen that.
everybody's seen that's
heavy, dude.
legendary.
That was like 20
That's what
years
made him
ago.
a
That was
legend.
Like a 102 mile an hour fastball.
The
at a
fastest.
seagull. That was crazy, dude.
Oh, classic.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
The one that I can't get over was the where the dude throws the highlight ball. You seen that? Throws a highlight ball.
Oh, did he hit a bird?
And he hits a bird, and
wow.
the bird's like guts hit his opponent in the eye, and the guy goes like, all right. Thank you for the coming to the Jeffrey Show.
Scientists in the U.S. say they've discovered a brand new color no human has ever seen before. It's called Olo. Let's give a little shout out to Olo. In a groundbreaking experiment, researchers used lasers to stimulate specific cells in the retina, revealing a vivid blue-green shade unlike anything in the natural world. The findings published in Science Advances could lead to breakthroughs in understanding color blindness. However, some experts argue whether it truly counts as a new color study. Co-author Professor Ren Ng describes Olo as more saturated than anything we normally see, calling the discovery both remarkable and full of future possibilities.
Liar, liar.
I had to
I
get
love
that
it.
out. I had to
Dude,
get that out.
I love new colors, and I love when people see that stuff.
Have you seen
And
it? Like it looks blue-green, basically.
I think it's rad because you could see the sunset or whatever, and all
I'm
see those
sweating.
colors, and you cannot take a picture and actually describe it.
I think
And
I
so it's
stink.
rad.
You know what is nice is when people come into the shop and they'll show, like my wife's a color master, they'll show her a color that she's never seen before.
She's like, "What's that?"
And she'll go, "What is that?" And they go, like, "It's poisonberry." And she's like, "Wait, what?"
Boysenberry.
The glacier.
It's
You're
jet.
like, "What?"
It's jet gold silver black. And
Gentlemen,
she's
we
like,
are-
Oh,
Gentlemen, we just haven't hit the 7 o'clock hour.
7 o'clock.
thank you for having us, Jeff.
It's time to wrap this show up.
Can I say something?
Yes. What would you like to say?
I'd like to say that it's been a pleasure. I
been a pleasure.
love being on with you guys both.
Gorgeous.
But you, Jeff, it's been awesome watching you evolve. You've become such a great
this is
air jockey.
next
You
level.
are just it's been great. You're great.
I appreciate that, Steven.
Awesome,
I love
dude.
you so much.
You've evolved.
You should get long a permy black thing like Howard Stern.
Stop
Like a
it.
long permy
No,
hair.
he's
no, wait.
better than that.
I'm going bald.
You've done great, Jeff. Honestly, it's been
Yeah,
as a
it's
friend,
been a lot
no
of fun.
no BS. It's been nice to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
you like
time.
you've evolved really nicely. It's amazing, dude. You've become like really great at this, and thank you for having us. And you're doing something amazing here. So, thank you very much.
It's Steve's last time in the studio
Steve,
here. So
last
Steve, if you got
time in
more,
the
if
studio.
you got,
I only-
more, please do.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's only 3. I think I have 4 more episodes here in Saddleback Studio, and it's been so much fun. Especially you two being on the show, and lighting my fire here, and I'll light yours wherever I can. And this has been great. Did we learn anything this evening?
Steve's got a long story about that. Go ahead.
Wow. You know what? I might be an easy target. I might be an easy target right now, but you know what, man? I got I'm deeper than a parking lot puddle. I'll give you that. So I can live with that. So love you guys. Thank you for having me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see Pirate out.
The pirate is out. Green is out. I am out. This has been a spectacle. I hope you enjoyed the show. Very important. Be nice to each other, okay? Get some exercise, get some good sleep, eat healthily, do all those good things for yourself, and of course, Go Jeff yourself.
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 And of course, go Jeff yourself.
Also, please don't forget to go Jeff yourself.